From the John C. Hench Production Art Studios in Peoria, VideoMax Limited presents Midstate Magazine with your hosts, Andrew Darling and Alexandria Reynolds. News with Ashley Edlund and Cody Brutlack. And your Midstate reporting team. Sports with Drew Tate. In the Spotlight with Sandra Hollywood Hall. Let's Eat with Kate Alt. And State of the Arts with Rachel Seacrest. Midstate Magazine starts right now. Take it away, kids.
Hey there, and welcome to Midstate Magazine. I'm Andrew Darling.
And I'm Alexandria Reynolds.
And I am super excited about Thanksgiving. It's becoming really close, and I know that as soon as it hits, I'm going to take in large doses of tryptophan, you know, the turkey chemical that makes you sleepy, because I'm going to eat so much turkey.
At first, I thought it was a myth that turkey actually made you sleepy. So what exactly is in it?
Tryptophan, I think that's what it is. And only if you had like an obscene amount would it actually make you like drowsy. I mean, I think it's kind of more psychological.
No, I do believe that it's true because I heard that they make natural sleeping aids that have tryptophan in them. I mean, and it must not be too huge of an amount, so you could just keep some turkey on your night table and
I like turkey. What's not to like about turkey?
Go to bed.
Yeah.
If you have some sleeping trouble, I don't know, but yeah.
Since Thanksgiving is so close, it's a time for us to be thankful about things. Are you thankful for anything, Alexandria?
Well, I was meditating on that question, and I am just so thankful. And I think having siblings really emphasized this, but I'm so thankful for my bedroom, just being able to shut the door and have the peace and solitude and my comfortable bed. That is one of my biggest blessings.
I can agree with that.
What about you?
I'm thankful for all those things. Don't get me wrong. I'm thankful for living in America, the coolest country in the whole wide world.
Yes.
I'm also thankful for sandwiches, because they are tasty and delicious.
Okay.
And I am also thankful for just too many things. I'm really thankful this year.
The small things are what we have to remember, and sometimes there are things that we don't always think about, but I'm glad we got to reflect on that. And next we have the news.
Thanks guys, and welcome to Midstate Magazine. I'm Cody Brutlack.
And I'm Ashley Edlund, and now let's take a first look at the news.
Last week, we reported on a lockdown that occurred on Bradley University's campus. It stemmed from a robbery at Buffalo Wild Wings. Students were warned of the robbery via Bradley's forewarn system. Midstate Magazine takes a look at the system and its success.
For Bradley students, texts don't just come from friends anymore. BU Forewarn, Bradley's emergency notification system, uses text messages, email, and even speakers located on some buildings throughout the campus to notify students in the event of an emergency. Bradley Chief of Police David Baer says the system is a work in progress.
We've had our trials and errors, like any system. We've made some mistakes, like any system, but we keep working at it.
Forewarn found a home on the campus during the fall of 2007 and was designed to notify students of intruders, bad weather, and cancellations as quickly as possible. The system was recently put to the test on the morning of November 10th when two suspected robbers crashed into the intersection of University and St. James.
When a student thought that they saw someone running, it put a different elevation to it, especially since we knew that a weapon had not been found at the vehicle where it should have been.
And while text message alerts are not a requirement for students on campus, some, like Kate Stromberg, say they would be upset if they had to find out any other way.
I mean, I would never be out that early, but if the situation happened earlier that night, I would definitely want to know about it and know, like, to go back to my room and to be safe and stay in a building. I think I'd be kind of upset if I found out that someone like that was walking around campus and they didn't tell us.
And the BU Forewarn system has been used several times since its installation, but so far only for snow days.
Illinois could become the home for some Guantanamo Bay prisoners. Thompson Correctional Center is just one of the prisons in the Department of Defense that is considering housing the suspected terrorists. Right now, the maximum security prison is nearly empty. According to Governor Pat Quinn and Senator Dick Durbin, moving the inmates would fill the vacant prison and create over 3,000 jobs. Republicans like Congressman Aaron Schock says it's a dangerous move for the government. Some lawmakers are proposing a bill to stop the Gitmo prisoners from moving.
Well, it's certainly not new news. H1N1 is finding its way to more and more people in central Illinois. But as Midstate Magazine's Becca Winning reports, there are quite a few measures you can take to avoid catching the illness.
Flu season is upon us, and that means the threat of H1N1 is here. We spoke to surgical support specialist Leah Hengel about the pandemic and how it affects Bradley's campus.
Bradley University has seen 62 swine incidents thus far since the beginning of the school year, but those are only reported incidences, and we're positive that there has been more.
Bradley is working hard to combat the virus by making students aware of the dangers of H1N1. Signs have been posted throughout campus, and hand sanitizer stations are prevalent at almost every entrance. Ms. Hengel suggested some preventative measures.
Washing your hands. Like I said, the way to get it is touching something or getting it in your, getting those secretions into your airway. So wash your hands, wash your hands, wash your hands. That's huge. And avoid touching your face.
Along with that, be sure to exercise, get plenty of sleep, drink lots of fluids, and have a well-balanced and supplemented diet. For Midstate Magazine, I'm Becca Winning.
Now we should also note Peoria received its shipments of H1N1 vaccines. They're being administered every weekday in Peoria County, and for locations and times of those clinics, you're urged to contact your physician.
Peoria Academy, a local preschool through 8th grade school, has broken ground on a $3.5 million expansion. The school originally opened in 2000, housing only 100 students. Now with over 350 students, the academy is borrowing space from a nearby school. The expansion was necessary, according to Principal Karen Calder. The new expansion will add more classrooms, a new cafeteria, more labs, and a new music room.
If you've been to Washington lately, you may have noticed that the community brought the spirit of Christmas early for one of its own, a little boy named Dax Locke.
Jen French tells us why his neighbors and his family decked their halls just for him.
Holiday lights and even a tree. Decorations are out early this year in the town of Washington, and it's all for 2-year-old Dax.
Dax likes to look at Christmas lights. That's one of his favorite things to do. And he also loves to dance and watch Dora.
But he can't walk and hasn't talked since he was 1. He uses sign language.
His favorite new one is silly. He does silly and I love you.
Dax actually spent 15 months at St. Jude in Memphis, Tennessee.
And when his leukemia came back after the relapse, when he relapsed, the pain was so severe from his spine that he couldn't. He just was in a bed for, I'd say, about a month.
Julie and Austin Locke say their son is expected to only survive for another 5 to 7 weeks. That's why his parents and the community are bringing Christmas early for the 2-year-old. Many are putting their holiday displays out even before Thanksgiving.
Everybody wants to help, and that's a great way for them to help because we have plenty of meals and plenty of gifts, and this means a lot to us.
His parents say it's because of the community that they're able to enjoy their time with Dax during the holiday season. In Washington, I'm Jen French.
That's truly a phenomenal family, and it's nice to see that the whole community was out there supporting everyone.
Really helping him, that poor little boy.
Sad story. But switching gears now, we're going to head over to Drew Tate, who has sports. Drew.
Thanks, Cody. Former Peoria Central High School basketball star Sean Livingston had staples removed from his knee recently. He tore ligaments in the knee that has kept him out of the past 2 seasons. But Sean's been playing some basketball while rehabbing his knee, and he is set to return to the court for Oklahoma City Thunder in the next 3 weeks. And this Thanksgiving, I'm thankful for Washington High School. They will be hosting the Tournament of Champions Basketball Invitational. Premier prep programs will visit Central Illinois to compete. Midstate Magazine's Kyle Phelan has more.
These next few days at Washington High School, basketball fans will be able to see future college and NBA stars.
We're getting some top Division I and potential NBA prospects coming to the tournament.
For the 2nd year in a row, the Panthers host the tournament that features some nationally renowned schools, such as the #1 high school team in the country, Findlay Prep.
They got their notoriety last year with DJ Richardson playing on that team.
But Findlay Prep is not the only school with top-level talent.
One of the prep schools that will be coming is out of Carbondale, Brem Prep. They bring at least 4 Division I scholarship athletes to the tournament with the potential of more. IMG Academy, which is out of Bradenton, Florida. Yeah, they'll bring some exceptional talent. And then the fourth team that's part of that prep school tournament is a team out of Winston-Salem, North Carolina, that has at least 2 or 3 top Division I prospects.
Hosting an event like this has its price, but the Washington community is willing to bear it.
It's not a money-making proposition for us. We're just trying to break even in terms of what we're providing for the Peoria area across the board.
In the end, this event is designed to give student athletes exposure. For Midstate Magazine, I'm Kyle Phelan.
And finally, football hasn't been played at Wrigley Field since 1970, but that could soon change. The University of Illinois and Northwestern are in discussions about playing a football game next year at Wrigley Field. The day of the game would be November 20th, 2010, when Illinois visits Northwestern. And back to you, Ashley.
Thanks, Drew. In this week's Oddly Enough, an anonymous package was sent to the Camelback High School's library in Phoenix that contained overdue library books about 51 years later. The sender sent back the 2 books along with $1,000 in order to cover the 2 cents a day charge, coming to $750 and a little left over to help cover inflation of the fines. Camelback's library will use the money to buy more supplies, and the overdue books will be returned to shelves.
Well, that's all for news. I'm Cody Brulog.
And I'm Ashley Udman. Be sure to join us next week.
And I'm Drew Tate. Have a good evening.
Thanks, Ashley, Cody, and Drew. So, Alexandria, you were telling me about this word that you might have invented.
Yes. Well, the segment that they did on the text messages reminded me. I was talking to a friend last night over text message, and it just describes the whole concept of building a relationship with someone through text messaging. And you talk more over text messaging than you really talk in person or even on the phone. I just don't agree with it. But I decided I was going to call it a textationship.
Oh, it's like a relationship and texting
together.
Okay, I get it. I get it.
Are you catching my drift?
I catch your drift. I've actually, I'm guilty of being in relationships almost exclusively through texting, and I know a lot about that person through texting, but if I met them in person, it would be like,
it's kind of awkward.
Yeah.
Because you haven't built up those social skills to talk to them in person. It is ruining the social patterns of our generation.
If we were to compare,
that's a very strong statement, of course, I'm kidding.
It is strong. If we were to compare it to anything maybe older generations have done, it could be like having a pen pal, because they just wrote to their pen pal back and forth letters.
At least that was practicing your penmanship skills.
At least.
We're all just acquiring carpal tunnel.
Yep, I'm ridden with it. I'm sure that by 30 I'll have robotic fingers, which won't be too bad.
Okay, well, good deal. But at least now we can put a diagnosis, a name on the issue of these text relationships, and maybe even find a solution.
Textationship. Look for it in your next Merriam-Webster dictionary.
Exactly.
Yes.
Well, let's take a look at our movie review.
Welcome to Get Real. From Roland Emmerich, director of Independence Day and The Day After Tomorrow, comes 2012. 2012 follows the cataclysmic events that some people believe are to come at the end of the Mayan calendar in the year 2012. With the world seemingly coming to an end, a group of strangers must join together to fight for survival.
This mass suicide adhered to the Mayan calendar, which predicts the end of time to occur on the 21st of December of this year.
Thought we'd have more time. In the year 2012, the world falls into chaos as the Earth's core begins to envelop the Earth's surface. As the human race fights for survival, Jackson Curtis must reunite his family and travel across the world to have any hope of survival.
No matter what happens, we're gonna all stay together.
'12 offers some of the best special effects and thrills of the year, but the story tends to make the movie feel flat and uninspired. The movie is driven by spectacle, but it does not offer much substance beyond that. The special effects are incredible, but at the end of the 2-hour and 45-minute movie, the destruction begins to feel repetitive. If you've been a fan of Roland Emmerich's previous movies, or just love a good destruction movie, you'll definitely want to see this. But if you're looking for a gripping plot, this movie might not be for you. I give 2012 2 out of 4 stars. For Get Real, I'm Casimiro Fernandez.
Thanks, Casimiro. I'll take your word for it. I think that's a good review.
2 out of 4 stars. Not a very good review for Kaz.
That's okay. That's okay. I mean, some movies, not all movies are perfect. What do you think about 2012? I mean, the whole world ending on that date, you know, it's kind of a letdown, you know. The way I always saw myself dying was saying, there's too many of them, and then I die. I don't know what they would be, but that's what I pictured at least.
Really?
How about you?
Well, the year 2012 is just a bit over 2 years away. So I wasn't expecting my life to be that short, but really, we do not know how much time we have left. This is a very morbid topic, but I mean, I guess that's the whole concept of the movie. How long did they say it was?
Like 2 hours and 45 minutes long.
Really?
I mean, the real apocalypse would last longer, I imagine, than 2 hours and 45 minutes, I would hope.
Really? You'd hope so?
If you're going to go down, you know, you might as well enjoy it. Maybe it's a little of a down look on the whole thing, but
are there any big stars in 2012? Should I go see it?
John Cusack?
Okay.
Is that who it
That's
is?
a household name.
Okay, I don't know.
And are you planning on going and seeing the movie?
No, if I'm going to experience the apocalypse, I want to experience it firsthand.
You don't want to ruin the surprise.
That's right.
All right. Well, let's see what's new in the music world this week.
Alternative rock band Dashboard Confessional released another album this week entitled Alter the Ending. Most famous for love ballads such as Screaming Infidelities and Vindicated, the band is back, this time with a twist. This 2-album deluxe edition brings completely different versions of Dashboard Confessional songs to the table. Along with their regular CD, the band added a second one that uses the same songs but is done acoustically. With Alter the Ending, they decided to go back into full-fledged rock band mode, though it still suffers from a lack of momentum, and its hushed verses hardly give it the wow factor. Singer Chris Carrabba added the acoustic version to remind us of how his albums have sounded in the past. Here, we find the true heart and soul of the material. The lyrical content seems much more poetic when done acoustically. If you like bands such as Something Corporate, The Spill Canvas, or The Early November, check out the latest 2-album deluxe edition by Dashboard Confessional this week. For On the Beat, I'm Elizabeth Scoville.
Thanks, Elizabeth. Your reviews are music to my ears.
That's
See what I did there?
lovely.
Yes.
That's
Good.
lovely.
So what about Dashboard Confessional? I'm not a big follower of the band. Do you know anything about it?
I know about them. I've heard them. Personally, I am not a fan. I just don't like that. It's a little juvenile to me. I'm sorry.
But the Backstreet Boys are not?
Okay, you know, we all have our guilty pleasures. Let me just throw this at you right here.
All right, throw it at me.
I feel our music review could have gone straight to the stars if we would have done Battle Studies, which is the album just released this past week by John Mayer. Now, not that I think he's cute or anything, but I feel that he is a lyrical genius and his music is beautiful.
Well, that's good. We can all appreciate different types of music. I'm a classic rock and roll guy, you know.
Okay.
I like, you know, ZZ Top and Aerosmith
Really?
and all
Are
that
those
stuff.
the guys with the beards?
Oh yeah, beards and sunglasses. If I had the capacity, I would grow a beard that big.
You don't have the capacity?
I can't. I mean, and it wouldn't be blonde either. It would be brown.
You
but
could just dye it. Take it to the next level.
I could.
Let's see. Let's take a look at your weekly entertainment news.
Hello and welcome to the Hot and On Top in the Spotlight with me, Sandra Hollywood Hall. I will be delivering you firsthand some of the hottest entertainment news that Hollywood has to offer. Since the launch of her daytime talk show earlier this year, the self-proclaimed queen of all media, Wendy Williams, has successfully won the hearts of the television network as they decided to extend the show's contract. Due to the solid ratings across the charts, the Wendy Williams Show has been renewed for 2 more seasons. The show caters to the latest in fashion and celebrity gossip. She has already featured some of the biggest celebrities from Paris Hilton to Chris Brown. Check your local listings to catch the Wendy Williams Show. How you doing? Moving on down the red carpet, Oscar winner Jennifer Hudson will play Winnie Mandela, the former wife of South Africa's first black president, Nelson Mandela, in a new biopic called Winnie. The film begins production May 30th in South Africa. We'll look forward to the epic portrayal of Winnie Mandela by Jennifer Hudson through all the trials and tribulations she's faced, including her husband being in prison for 18 years before he became president. Morgan Freeman will play Nelson Mandela. Last but not least, rumors are circulating that producers of the hottest reality show, Real Housewives of Atlanta, will be replacing one of the women of the show, none other than the chic yet assertive Sheree. We shall see if this housewife is going to be no more. Well, thank you so much for tuning in to another exciting edition with me, Sandra Hollywood Hall. And remember, you can always count on me to keep you in the know within the spotlight. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Sandra. I always appreciate you keeping me up to date on what's going on in pop culture. And as she had mentioned, the Real Housewives, have you ever watched that show on Bravo?
I can't say I have.
Okay, well,
sorry.
They follow the lives of housewives, very wealthy women who live, there's a show in New York, Atlanta, New Jersey, Orange County. I think that's it so far. My personal favorite is New Jersey. Don't ask me why. Those women just have a little bit more spunk. But it's just so interesting to see how different people are just in those different regions. And I think that's a positive thing you can take away from the show, which there's so much drama.
Is it really played up, or is it like real? Like, this is a real housewife. She wears sweatpants.
Who
and
knows
she's the
if
soccer
reality
mom.
TV is really real? But
Okay, so we're just gonna ask a few people some questions about Thanksgiving. Hi, Tom.
Hi.
Okay, so my first question for you is, Thanksgiving, true or false, is only celebrated in the United States?
True.
False, actually.
Really?
Yes, really. It is celebrated also in Canada.
True. I'd say false.
What is the name of the rock the Pilgrims are first said to have landed on?
Oh, I know that one. That's Plymouth Rock.
It's on the tip of my tongue. It's not coming to me.
Okay, what was the original name for the Pilgrims?
For the Pilgrims, I'm not sure.
The Settlers. What giant balloon has appeared more times in any other Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade than
Charlie Brown, I want to say.
Charlie Brown? No.
Snoopy.
You got it!
There we go.
Yay, good job!
Goodyear blimp?
Can wild turkeys fly, and if so, how fast?
I want to say I don't think that they can fly, actually.
I was once attacked by a wild turkey while I was in the woods, and it fell from the tree. I just want to share that.
They can fly, but they're somewhat sluggish. I do know that because I see them around where I live.
Before you carve into your turkey this year, you might want to know where it came from. For Midstate Magazine, I'm Ashley Edlin. Have a happy Thanksgiving.
Thanks, Ashley. I kind of consider myself to be pretty intelligent about Thanksgiving myself. We all know it's about the time when the Pilgrims sailed in their ship and they crash landed on the United States, and they built the Capitol building, and they had a party with Indians, and the Indians brought fruit snacks, and the Pilgrims brought the ribs, and they were best friends.
oh my, is that what you were taught?
Yeah,
in
that's how it
school?
happened. And then George Washington came, and Revolutionary War and all that, right?
Wow, your history sounds so exciting. The fruit snacks, I actually think it was gummy bears.
Oh.
But I'm pretty sure.
Potato, tomato,
Everything else.
What are you gonna do?
It was pretty close.
Yeah.
But and do you remember what that ship was called that crash landed?
The Titanic?
Yes!
Yes.
How did you know? That's why it crashed. Wow, the things we can learn on Midstate Magazine. Right now we have State of the Arts, and here is the special State of the Arts.
In the 1960s, there was a folk music craze in America. Singers like Pete Seeger, Mahalia Jackson, and Joan Baez, and groups like the Kingston Trio, the Weavers, the Chad Mitchell Trio, and Peter, Paul, and Mary were all the rage on the airwaves. Folk music coexisted with rock and roll for a while. Then Bob Dylan switched to the electric, the Beatles stormed in, and folk music slipped into oblivion. In the Ozark Mountains of Arkansas, there's a little town called Mountain View, which calls itself the folk capital of the world. Folk music and old-fashioned gospel lives on there today. One of my good friends has a log cabin in the Ozarks, and he recently picked up the auto harp that he bought back in 1962 and learned one of those good old gospel tunes. He's here today with another of our old friends, Caitlin Steckley, to take us back in time.
Oft I sing for my friends, when desk old form I see. When I reach my journey's end, tell me who will sing for me. I wonder who will sing for me. When I come to the cross by the silent sea, tell me who will sing for me. Friends have gathered round and look down on me. Will they turn and walk away, or will they sing one song for me? I wonder who will sing for me when I come to the cross by the silent sea. Tell me who will sing for me. So I'll sing until the end, and helpful try to be, ever knowing there'll be some who will sing one song for me. I wonder who will sing for me when I come to the cross by the silent sea. Tell me who will sing for me. I wonder who will sing for me when I come to the cross by the silent sea. Tell me who will sing for me.
Caitlin Steckley.
Thanks for that, guys. And John Lennon once said that a good song is always a good song. And as Bob and Caitlin just proved, young and old can still make nice music together. For State of the Arts, I'm Rachel Seacrest.
Thanks, Rachel. That was a really cool State of the Arts. Very talented singing, instrument playing. That instrument.
What is that instrument?
I believe it's the auto harp. And it was just, I've never seen it before. You don't see people walking around playing the auto harp anymore.
It was beautiful, though.
It was very cool. And I have that song stuck in my head, even though I've never heard that song before.
Oh.
So.
It's a catchy tune.
Mm-hmm.
It's simple, something you could just sing as you waltz down the sidewalk.
Yes,
is
and
that what you're gonna do today?
Why do you think it is that we don't see the auto harp in action much anymore? Do you think it's just because it's the art itself is dying of the auto harp? Like maybe it's just a rare instrument.
I feel like we don't see enough of the, is it auto harp?
I hope it is, because that's what I'm calling it.
I feel like they should offer that in schools for children. I mean, did you ever play the recorder?
Oh yeah, I poked my teacher in the eye with a recorder.
Okay,
well that's not how you're supposed to do it, but I did that.
Maybe instead of the recorder, we should have auto harp.
A lot more difficult to poke people in the eye. So
yes, but you could probably make a little bit more damage with an auto harp.
You could
I still play the recorder.
Really?
Did you really excel?
No, like I said, I poked my teacher in the eye, and that's not how you're supposed to do it.
Did you get kicked out?
For a day.
For a day.
Yeah, I missed the whole Jingle Bells song.
See, while the children were playing Jingle Bells, I was learning like My Heart Will Go On and some pretty epic ballads that I just thought
Maybe
I could take to the next level. Well, thank you so much for joining us this week. We'll see you next week and have a happy Thanksgiving.